exist. The intersection of my mother's and father's lips to touch, twist, perfect what came next to produce me. As look at me and you will see the breeze. The breeze it took to shake the leaves to make my mother's hair move. My father dared touch it and say, please, may I have a kiss? Yes, the breeze made me exist. And if you want to get even deeper into this right now, you will look at me and see a big old cloud. That's right, the cloud it took to form the storm, to make the breeze, to shake the leaves, to inspire the lip lock. Yes, a raindrop will pop up out of these words. You heard me right. If you look at me close enough, you will see a dark, stormy night. And what is night? Well, night ain't night without a polar opposite of sunlight. So if you watch the way my hands sway, you'll see the light of day. And every day is a testament to the sediment of the earth's cores, ever spinning enormous force. So when you look at me just right, you'll see a spark of the source. But the most fascinating thing about this, and it's true, is that if you look at me just right, you see only what you perceive, how you believe, the space between you and me that creates reality. So when I sing, you can feel it. When I cry, you can heal it. When I speak words, you can be the words I speak by singing with me. Peace, love, free. 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 And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. And when I think I know what's best for me, fate, she takes me back to exactly where I need to be. And when I am alone and full of fear, I just remember the rising sun always appears. And every day miracles, miracles that I see. Will you take me back? You take me back, you take me back, you take me back to exactly where I need to. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am a blessing manifest.
Good morning, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to another fabulous Sunday morning. I am so glad that y'all are all here. I am so glad that we all managed to get here on time-ish after we sprung forward last night. So it's so lovely to see all of y'all's bright and shining faces this morning. And welcome if you're joining us online. You too have made it. You sprung forward appropriately, and we are all here together, and I'm so grateful. My name is Reverend Kris Alexander. I'm the senior minister here at Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and we are physically located in Falls Church, Virginia. However, we have made the commitment to be a truly global community. So wherever you are joining us from, welcome. We are so grateful that you're here. If you are joining us online this morning, I invite you to say good morning in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. Did you forget to set your clocks forward, or did you remember? Or, like me, do your clocks do it for you, but then you panic and Google the time in the middle of the night because you aren't sure if they actually did it the way they were supposed to and you were worried you were going to be late to church? Was that just me? Maybe just me. Anyways, if you are here for the very first time this morning, an extra special welcome to you. We would love for you to fill out a guest card. If you are in the room or online, you can do that by scanning this QR code that will pop up right next to me there, or you can go to bit.ly/CCSL guest. Or if you are in the room, we also have guest cards over on the table that you are welcome to fill out and drop in the basket for us. Thank you so much for being here. That just helps us get to know you a little bit more, helps us find out how we can support you as a beloved community. This morning, I'm so glad to be back, y'all. I was in Asheville, North Carolina last week, and I spoke at the Center for Spiritual Living Asheville, which is my home center. It's where I came from, and it was lovely. It was lovely to see all of my friends and all of my people, and I always love coming home to y'all and seeing all of my friends here and all of my people here. So we had a lovely time, and I'm happy to be back. This morning, I am going to be talking about authenticity, continuing the conversation that Reverend Sherry Quander started last week. Amazing talk. I listened to it. It was lovely, a great introduction into this idea. And this week, we're going to be talking about dropping the mask. We have Lynn Hollyfield back with us this week after a guest musician last week who was also wonderful. So let's welcome Lynn. Our practitioner on platform this morning is Irina Kurasiewicz, and she did a fabulous job as our host last week, and now this week she is our practitioner, so let's give her a round of applause as well. And now I have, yes, that's it. And of course, our illustrious tech team, for whom none of this could be possible without them. Let's give them a round of applause as well. And now I have some announcements for y'all. If you are interested in receiving prayer through our Ministry of Prayer this week, there are a couple of different ways that you can put in your prayer requests. If you're here in the room, we have green sheets over here that you can fill out. Also, you can go to celebrationcenter.org and click on Request Affirmative Prayer, or you can simply scan the QR code that is right there next to me. All of that is going to lead you to a confidential form. Those prayer requests go to our ministers and practitioners, and we pray on them throughout the week, as well as our Ministry of Prayer that meets on Monday afternoons. If you are joining us online, you already are right there poised to hit that share button, post it to your social media, get the word out what you're up to this morning, and tell your friends to come join us here as well. This month for Lutheran Social Services, our supply drive is first aid kits. So I invite you to go pick up a first aid kit, large or small, either works, and that is going to support Lutheran Social Services in giving out what is needed for people all over the area, specifically refugees coming in from Ukraine, coming in from Afghanistan, from Central and South America, all over the place. So we invite you to bring those and turn those in, and we will get them to Lutheran Social Services to be distributed. Next week, we have the Art of Living coming in to offer an introduction to the Sky Breath meditation. This is going to be during our hybrid community time. I'm really excited to see what they have to offer for us. And so that is going to be from 12:30 to 1:30 during our hybrid community time. You can join us in person or on Zoom, celebrationcenter.org, and click on Enter Zoom Events. And that is going to be facilitated by Shalini Jarath. Shalini Jareth. I should have asked that ahead of time. Shalini Jareth. And so we are super excited to see what they have to offer us next week. And Andrew Stankovich is the one who is bringing that to us, one of our new attenders and part of our community. We also have today, after the service for our hybrid community connection, is going to be our drum circle with Brent Mast. We're so glad that he is back with us this month. We missed our drum circle last month and happy that he is here today. Also, so this week, drum circle, next week, sky breath meditation. The following week would normally be our sing-along, but we are not going to have our sing-along. Instead, we're going to do game time, but don't worry, the following week, the first Sunday in April is going to be a sing-along. You can get all of this information on the website, celebrationcenter.org. It tells you what's upcoming, what to look forward to, everything like that. We also are doing a book sale, y'all. I am so excited. So beginning in 2020 with the pandemic, everybody decided to clean out their bookshelves and their closets and their everything. And we have received piles and piles and piles of donated books from people, amazing books. And so we have gone through all of those and we have pulled out the really amazing ones. There have been a lot of amazing donations that we want to add to our library that we have here at Celebration Center. And so the rest, as well as some other books that we're getting donated from Unity of Fairfax, we are going to offer a book sale. Now, there are such good books in this book sale, y'all. And let me tell you, hardbacks are $1. Paperbacks are 50 cents. CDs are 50 cents. CDs and DVDs are 50 cents. And tape cassettes, yes, we have some of those. And some other random things are free. And it's just going to be an amazing time. Now, this book sale, you can go ahead and pull that off. This book sale is actually to launch the reorganization of our physical space here. So what has been our library and boardroom is going to be our library and bookstore. What has been our bookstore is going to be our welcoming area. What has been storage is going to be boardroom. It's just this whole transition and shift, and it's going to be amazing. So with the book sale is going to be launching our new library, our new bookstore. So come check it out. It's going to be on Saturdays and Sundays. So we're also going to be working with y'all. Miriam and I are going to get together. She's our volunteer coordinator to have people come up and staff that bookstore, volunteer a couple of hours of your time on Saturdays or Sundays or both throughout the month of April, because we're going to be putting this in newspapers. We're going to be advertising it out into the larger community to tell people what we're about, who we are, what's going on up here that people might not know we're here. So super exciting stuff. Stay tuned. There will be more information on that. And now I would like to invite Lynn up for an opening song. Oh, thank God for Lynn, y'all. So it is the month of March, and it is the first week that Lynn and I are here together. So if you have a birthday or an anniversary in the month of March, go ahead and put the date in the chat, and whether it's a birthday or an anniversary, or raise your hand if you're here in the room. Oh my goodness, like half of the people in the room just raised their hands. Brent, you have a birthday? Yes. Happy birthday, Brent. Richard, birthday when? The 26th, Richard Ferrara, the 26th. Andrew? March 5th, happy birthday. And Ivor, the 7th, happy birthday. And so as an extra, yes, and we're going to sing happy birthday to all of y'all. Also, as an extra special treat, because if you have been around the center for longer than about 5 minutes, you probably know that this center would not exist without Ivor Tillotson. He is in the back running our technology right now. He has been here with me until midnight when we were trying to relaunch our in-person. He was here for days and days and days. He's constantly texting me going, I just finished fixing this. I just finished upgrading that. I just finished whatever it is. He is absolutely amazing. And so we are celebrating his birthday and all the birthdays of March, but his birthday extra special. We have a cake in the fridge. So for anybody who is here in person, we will be having cake after the service because Ivor, y'all. Ivor is synonymous with celebration. All right, so let's sing for all of our birthdays. We are so glad that y'all are here.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, everybody. March.
Happy
birthday
Yay! And now we have an opening
There we
song.
go. Okay. We're going to do, I hope you'll sing with me. This is a nice repetitive chant by Melissa Felipe, and it's called I Am Alive in Spirit. Okay. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive in me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive and spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive, 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 spirit is alive as me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive as spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive in spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive as spirit, spirit is alive as me. I am alive, spirit is alive as me. Am alive, spirit is alive as me. I am alive, spirit is alive as me. I am alive, spirit is alive as me. Spirit is alive as me.
Lynn, I haven't heard that chant for a long time. Thank you. My name is Irina Kurasiewicz, and I'm practitioner, platform practitioner today at the Celebration Center. And before we start our sacred time together, let's say our vision. Please join me with joy and enthusiasm. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. And today's reading comes from the March 2023 Science of Mind magazine. If you're not a subscriber, please treat yourself. We have them on sale, I guess, also, so you can purchase one and see what you have. But this is a really, really good, I would say, supporting tool. There is a spiritual prayer, there is prayer, spiritual reading for every day and for every topic. And the topics are really interesting. My reading today is from page 77, and this is the article by, guess who? Ernest Holmes. I didn't know. I liked the article, and then I looked, well, Ernest Holmes wrote it. That's wonderful, the founder of our teaching. You and I are individuals, but we are individuals rooted in one life, each drawing directly from it the power, the imagination, the will to live as an individual, as a personality of God, and to do this in a unique manner. Everyone must learn to trust themselves and, so far as possible, to give full rein to all the creative power they have. At the same time, we must all live together as members of one human family. But unity does not mean uniformity. We can live together in harmony and with cooperation without infringing on the rights of others. This is the real meaning of democracy and personal freedom. And I invite you to enter the sacred time of our service. And let's start it with a 3-part breath. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. And stay in the sacred stillness of your soul. Allow this stillness, peace that flows through you to expand in your heart, to expand in your body. And with another breath, let it go. Let it fill this room. Let it fill the town around you, the state, the country. Let the stillness of your soul fill the universe. And let's pray. I know that there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is equally present everywhere. It is right here where I am. It is right there where you are. It is right here in every corner of the universe. As God doesn't know space and time, it just is. It exists as the essence of life. It is the life itself. It is peace. It is joy. It is beauty. It is harmony, bliss. And it is all there is, and so much more. It is beyond the imagination, the human imagination. And knowing that it is more than I can ever imagine, I still know that I am, and I am one with this power, the power of peace, the power of God, the power of joy. I am all that God is, as God is the essence of my life. And as I know my oneness with the divine, I know and recognize oneness for all who hear my voice right now, and for those who will never hear it. I know oneness in the power. And I declare that the stillness of the soul is unique, is perfect, is whole for everyone. I know that all the prayer requests are being answered. I know peace for people who suffer from war. I know abundance for those who experience lack right now. I know joy for the places where is sadness. And I know that there is always enough God, as this is the source of all good, the highest and best. And I know the highest and best for all. And my stillness in my heart goes to my gratitude. And again, every gratitude is unique. And I know that every heart celebrates it. Celebrates gratitude and thanksgiving. And I am grateful. I'm grateful to know that God is. I'm grateful to know that God is all there is. I'm grateful to know that I am one and inseparable from the divine, and so is everyone. And I'm so grateful to believe what I believe, to have my faith. And I simply let it be. I release my words into the law, knowing that they're already done in the perfect mind of God. And with joy and gratitude, I simply say, and so it is.
I'm going to share an original tune. Thought this would go with the theme of removing the mask. This is called Inside Out, and full disclosure, written before the Disney movie. So here we go. From the outside looking in, she sees a lovely life, beauty blossoming, and a biggest heart, the biggest heart, the biggest heart. From the inside looking out, it's where her tears reside, a perfect place to hide, where no one knows, no one knows, no one knows. The powers that be send a friend for tea. She sees her twisted smile, no more denial, no more denial, no more denial. For a moment, she lets her inside to see all the sticks and stones, all the flaws and imperfection, and a heart sitting alone. That exposure's raw and real, but opening begins to heal, creates a magic that helps her feel and love again, and love again, and love again. outside looking out. She sees her lovely life, her beauty blossoming, and she loves again. 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 She loves again.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lynn. So, if you know me, you know that authenticity is one of my favorite topics. So I'm gonna try to rein it in. I'm gonna try to keep it brief-ish. We got a lot to do today, I understand, but I have so many things that I want to tell y'all about authenticity. So one of the reasons that this is my soapbox topic is because authenticity is my top value. It is the thing that I am most interested in figuring out in myself, and I want to see the most in you, and it's just something that I like super believe in. So I'm super happy to be here this morning. And Reverend Sherry quoted Brene Brown, who, as if you've been around at all, you also know that I'm obsessed with Brene Brown and her work. And I want to read that same quote again to you today because I think it really sums up authenticity. And I'm actually going to read a little bit longer version of it. And so what Brene Brown says in The Gifts of Imperfection, she says, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. Choosing authenticity means cultivating the courage to be imperfect, to set boundaries, and to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, and nurturing the connection and sense of belonging that can only happen when we believe that we are enough. And so today we're going to focus on that beginning definition. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. So basically, authenticity is when your insides and your outsides match one another. That's Reverend Kris's simple definition of authenticity. And I also really like how she says it's a daily practice. Now, I know that I used to believe that authenticity was you're either authentic or you're not. Some people have authenticity and other people don't have authenticity. And maybe you can learn to have authenticity, but it's kind of like a light switch. You flip it on and then you're authentic and the world goes on and you're a better person for it. But that is not the case. Authenticity is a daily practice, a momentary practice at times to continue to choose to show up for yourself as yourself, regardless of what is going on out in the world. And I have to admit, as somebody who authenticity is my number one value, and I talk about it a lot, and I look for it a lot, and I think about it a lot, and all of that, and yet there are still moments in time where I find myself showing up inauthentically. Because the reality is that it is a practice. It is, as Reverend Russell says, it is a practice, not a perfect. And so we are going to continue to practice it for the rest of our lives. I don't know anyone who has it 100% figured out 100% of the time. If you know someone or if you're that person, please come talk to me and let me know what your secret is. But even with all of the work that I've done for it, I still find myself throwing myself under the bus for the sake of keeping the peace, or because I'm too afraid to speak up, or I don't know that this is a safe space, or I just am tired and don't want to rock the boat here, or whatever it may be. Or maybe, oftentimes what it is it's unconscious, that I've always thrown myself under the bus in this situation. And so until what is unconscious becomes conscious, I don't even realize that I am showing up inauthentically within this situation. And I think that the beautiful thing about having friends and partners and potentially family members, although I found with myself that family is where I show up the most inauthentically, because we all get together and we've already decided all of the roles that we're going to play. I'm the child and my dad is the father, and and we're going to just fall right back into those same things. Have you ever noticed that when you visit family, all of a sudden you're 13 again and like slamming doors, and you're like, who am I? I have a career. I have kids of my own. What is happening here, right? But we kind of fall back into those same roles that we expect everybody to play. I'm sure my father is, I don't slam doors and throw tantrums when I go to my dad's house, but I do find myself falling into these same habitual patterns that really aren't me anymore. And I would imagine that if we got my father separate from me and we asked him, he'd be like, yeah, I fall into these patterns with her. And it takes my spouse after the fact coming to me and being like, who were you? What is going on? What is happening here? And so that is the beautiful thing about having people in our lives with whom we belong, because all of a sudden it becomes so much easier for them to see, hey, what was going on there? And then you're right. This is what I do. I hadn't noticed that. I fall into those same patterns, and I expect my father to be the same person he was 20 years ago, and he's expecting me to be the same person I was 20 years ago, and neither one of us are that person anymore. I'm not the person I was when I went down to North Carolina last week, right? We are ever evolving, ever shifting, ever changing, ever growing. And so that is another reason that authenticity is a practice, because we are forever in this experience of getting to know ourselves, of being in relationship with ourselves, and then of asking, what does authenticity look like for me in this moment, in this situation, with this person? What is seeking to be called forth with what is going on here? And so it's a practice. It's a practice, and it's okay. The nice thing about a practice is it's okay to get it wrong. It's okay to mess it up and to go, okay, I see what I did there, and I'm going to try again next time. I'm going to do it differently next time. And maybe you do, and maybe you don't. And you go, okay, I see what I did there. I'm going to try it again next time. And so in that way, it becomes a practice, a spiritual practice, I would even say. And so what's really beautiful about this is that we have help. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, says the divinity within us ever gently urges us back to the center of our true being. The divinity within us ever gently urges us back to the center of our own being. And so authenticity is, not only is it your divine birthright, but it is what you are constantly and consistently being nudged towards by the divinity that you are. There's nothing outside of us guiding us to authenticity, but rather it is authenticity that wells up from the center of our being and calls for us to go a certain direction or do a certain thing or show up in a certain way. It is the very center of our being that is seeking to be fully expressed out into the world. So that makes me feel a lot better, me personally, that it's not just me fighting against my nature or something like that, but that is my nature. Authenticity is who I am at the core. And so it's simply just setting down all of the things, all of the ways of being that I've learned to be, and all of the things that I was told were not enough or too much about myself that I shouldn't show people, or this or that or the other. It's not about finding a new way of being, but rather setting all of those things down and uncovering the way that I have always been. And that feels easier somehow. It feels easier to just set down than it does to have to go find something outside of ourselves, at least for me. And so that gets me into the masks that we wear. And how many masks do we have in our closets? And how many masks are we wearing in this moment that are that we just put on naturally as we get dressed in the morning, or as naturally as we say good morning to the person, to the mailman when we're walking our dog, or whatever it may be, those masks that we don't even realize that we're wearing. And so those masks can look like a lot of different things, but often they show up as things that we think are part of our identity. They show up as our career. They show up as our role in the family. I am a mother. I am a father. I am a spouse. I am a parent. I am a sibling, whatever it may be. It shows up as the role that we are expected to play in the different relationships in which we find ourselves. And I think one of the primary masks, and one of the masks that I would love for us to just all throw out and never, ever use again, is the mask of you have to put on a happy face to come to church, to come to the spiritual center. You have to get it all together. You have to, we create our own reality. And so if you're not happy, it's your fault. I don't know that I've heard exactly those words spoken from a pulpit, but that has been the underlying assumption that if you show up to the spiritual center as anything less than happy, then you must be doing something wrong. Oh, I just want to throw all of that away. So if you are just tuning in, don't listen to that. That is the myth of our spiritual centers, because the reality is that authenticity is wholeness. It is the totality of our being. And so, yes, we are co-creating our reality with spirit, with one another, with the planet, with all of life, with the animals, with the galaxy, with the universe, with God knows what else that we can't even possibly fathom right now. We are co-creating our reality. And things are going to happen that are going to be hard. There are going to be challenges that arise. And to me, it is in those moments when challenges are arising, that's when we need our spiritual center. That is when we need one another. That is when it becomes so important to have those communities and those connections where we are authentic, so that we can come in our PJs with our hair up in a ponytail, if you have hair that goes into a ponytail, or our hair all greasy, and we say, you know what? I'm really struggling right now, and I need my community. And so I'm a mess. I've been crying. I don't know what to do, but I'm here. I'm here. And to me, that is the most beautiful and courageous thing that we can do for ourselves and for one another. Because when we're willing to show up to one another in our authentic, vulnerable messiness, then we can be there for one another on a deeper level. And what I have found, and I see the culture shifting. That's what's beautiful about this, is I see the culture shifting. I see it shifting in Celebration Center. I see it shifting in our larger community, and I see it shifting from, I was in the hospital last week, but I'm better now, so I'm back. to, hey, getting a phone call. Hey, I don't know what to do. I'm headed to the hospital. I'm feeling this way. I need support. And as somebody who, think about a loved one. My father is notorious. I just saw him last weekend, so apparently he is the he is the example that I'm using today. My father is the worst for this. He is almost 70. Great health. He's out tramping around in the woods all the time, kind of a mountain man, whatever. And every once in a while, I will have not heard from them in a couple of weeks. And so I'll call and his wife will answer. I love his wife, greatest stepmom ever. And she'll be like, oh yeah, your dad's recovering well from the major shoulder surgery he had a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, he's what? Recovering from what? The surgery he didn't tell me about? The surgery that I had no clue he even needed? What do you mean his shoulder has been bothering him for the last 5 years? He didn't tell me any of this. And it's so obnoxious. It is, because I want to be there for him. I want to be able to pray for him and to say, hey, do you need me to come down there? What do you need? How can I support you, Wendy, as the woman who is taking care of my father? What is needed? And so think back to a time when somebody told you after the fact that they were struggling. Wouldn't you have rather known in the moment that the struggle was happening? Because I can't do anything for you after it's happened. I need to know in the moment. And that's how we show up as beloved community, is by telling one another in the moment, hey, this is really hard right now. I could use some support, even if the support is just listening or praying or just letting me sit in the service on Sunday morning in my pajamas as a mess. That is what authenticity is. It is allowing the wholeness, the totality of our being to show up. And to me, that is what the divinity within us is gently urging us back to, is to just show up and be real no matter what, to drop all of the masks, to not need to be the one who has it all together or the one who has the answers or the one that everybody comes to, or the mother hen in this moment, or the auntie, or the sister, or the minister, the practitioner, the person who always comes in dressed to the nines. Every center has that person that's always dressed to the nines when they come, right? But instead, what would it be like if we set all that down? And maybe that is who we are most of the time. And in the moments that we're not, to trust that the people are still going to love us when we show up as not that. And I know it takes a lot of courage, because the question that comes up is, what if no one likes the imperfect me? What if the only reason that people hang out with me is because I have it all together? Or what if they really prefer my mask? Or, what if everybody abandons me? Those are real fears that come up, that come billowing to the surface. And so what I urge of you is, when those fears come rising up to the surface, to think about the last time that somebody needed your support. And how in that moment your heart opened and you loved them just a little bit more, and you had no judgment of them, but instead you stepped into that role of being a support for them. And that is the opportunity that you are giving to others when you choose to show up authentically and vulnerable in the moments. And so that, to me, this is why authenticity is my soapbox topic, because I feel like beloved community is big enough and strong enough to hold all of that, to hold the wholeness of each and every individual in it. And what's beautiful is that sometimes somebody will be messy and somebody else will be put together and somebody else will be kind of in between, and somebody will be headed towards messiness and somebody will be recovering into wholeness, or whatever it is. And as a community together, we are able to hold one another up. And so that is what authenticity is calling us to. That is what dropping the mask and allowing ourselves to be real with one another allows us to be, is a whole community. And so that is what we are creating here. And like I said, I see the culture shifting. I see the conversations having. I see people showing up in their realness. I see the willingness to not be perfect all the time. And it is beautiful and it is glorious. And I look forward to seeing more and more and more of everybody's realness. So let's pray. And so I know that this realness, this beautifulness, this authenticity, the messiness, that all of it is glorious God stuff, because that is the only thing that is going on. There is one infinite, absolute, eternal presence, one thing going on. And this thing shows up as each and every one of us, as the totality of our beings, as every experience, every action, every decision, every thought, every conversation, every outfit, every role, every mask, all of it is truly divine. And so we show up authentic. We show up as our whole selves, and we allow one another to do the same in everything that we do, everywhere that we go. That this beloved community is a community of pure love, unconditional love that allows each of us to be exactly who we are, nothing more, nothing less, and knowing and trusting that each of us is enough. And I am so grateful for this beloved community where we truly do get to be in the spiritual practice of authenticity together. I am so grateful for this beloved community that is committed to showing up in wholeness and committed to supporting one another. And I am so grateful for each and every individual here and the individualized expression that we all are. And so I simply release my word. I let it go. I know it is done as I have spoken. And so it is.
Okay, I'm going to share a song. It's called Just Begin. When you're feeling lost or a little blue and the world around isn't what you used to, you are all set. Now life shakes that dream, paints an illusion. What does it all mean? Take a deep breath, now it's a start. Take a leap of faith from your weary heart. Pull out your colors from deep within. An old seed planted, now a flower blossoming. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Like candle night, dawn's around the corner, dark and light. He'll teach you to be stronger. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Don't worry, what's been, just begin. Pull out your colors, you might think they're dim, but only your hand can make them blend. See for yourself what's right before your eyes. It's your masterpiece with no disguises. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther. Wherever you are, it's where you need to be. Like in the night, dawn's around the corner, dark and light. He'll teach you to be stronger wherever you are. It's where you need to be. You thought the days ahead would be a little lighter. You thought your steps would have taken you farther wherever you are. It's where you need to be. Like in the night, dawn's around the corner, dark and light. He'll teach you to be stronger wherever you are. It's where you need to be. Don't worry what's been. Don't worry, look within. Don't worry where you've been. Just begin.
I think that's one of my favorite songs that you do. Thank you. So this is the time in our service for our gifts and our offerings, and just know that your very presence here is a gift to us. Whether you're showing up messy or you're showing up put together this morning, that we are so glad you're here. And we are a tithing community and continue to grow and thrive with your gifts and offerings. And so if you have a donation that you would like to give to us, there are a few different ways that you can do that. If you're here in the room, we have our table right over there with our basket on it. You can also go to celebrationcenter.org and click on the Give button, or simply scan this code that is right here next to me. All of those options are going to take you to our secure Breeze website where you can donate or set up auto payments. And also on our website at celebrationcenter.org is our physical address, I almost said email address, our physical address, where you can mail your gift as well. And with that, I'd like to invite Irina back up for an affirmation and prayer.
Affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is, and so it is. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to know that abundance and generosity is here, is the quality of the Celebration Center. I know that time, talent, love, financial support flows easily and effortlessly through this wall, through this room, through our classes, through our activities. I know that this is always enough to have good times, to learn, to laugh together, to love, and to be, just be, to live in the present moment. And I know that all the blessings of those who give, they come back multiplied abundantly in so different shapes and forms, sometimes so unexpectedly. And I simply let it be in gratitude, and so it is.
Okay, if you're able, if you want to stand, I hope you sing along. This is the beautiful Beatles song, Let It Be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shines until tomorrow. Let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom. Let it be.
I love that song. Love that song. So as a reminder, today after the service is the drum circle. You're welcome to join online, bring something to bang, and join us on Zoom, celebrationcenter.org. Click on Enter Zoom Events, or if you are here in the room, we will be back at 12:30 for our drum circle. And with that, I invite you to repeat after me. I am something wonderful happening in the world right now. I cultivate authenticity in my life. I allow myself to evolve and grow. I set healthy boundaries with love and clarity. I am worthy simply because I am. And so it is.